Have you ever found a maniac living under your stairs? It was late Friday night when my best friend Carly heard the sound of fingernails scratching into wood. Carly stayed over all weekend when my parents wanted some alone time, and they'd go and stay at a bed and breakfast. It was awesome because we had the house to ourselves. It was around dinner time when the scratching sounds grew louder and louder, so we walked towards the sounds, really wanting to know where they were coming from. I thought it was a trapped rat. Carly thought it was a ghost. She's a believer. I'm not. We stopped at the stairs because that's where it was the loudest. I felt alongside the wall underneath the staircase and found a softer section of drywall. Carly asked, "Is it cool if we break into this part and see what's underneath?" I said, "I'm not sure how my dad will respond, but screw it, let's do it." I raised the hammer to bust a hole in it when suddenly a fist busted through the drywall from the other side and grabbed onto my wrist. We both screamed for our lives and I tried to yank my arm back and couldn't get it loose. It was like there was some kind of freaky monster below the stairs. I finally used my hammer and smashed the wrist of whoever was gripping onto me, making them let my arm go. We ran outside and called the police. They didn't believe us at first, but sent someone over. We waited outside for them because we were way too afraid to go back in. The cops looked under the stairs with their flashlights and didn't see anyone, just an empty hole with no sign of life. They asked us if we had been drinking and I told them we're only 16. They left, thinking we wasted their time. We were scared to have to go to sleep. Then it was around 3 a.m. when we heard the sound of drywall tearing open. We both hopped up, locked our bedroom door, and hid under our covers. We heard footsteps walking up the stairs and approaching our bedroom. I had the hallway light on, so I could see the shadow of 2 bare feet standing right by our door. Carly and I both held our breath, terrified. The person tried to open the door but realized that it was locked. Then we heard the footsteps walk away from the door and let out a short sigh of relief, but then tensed up again when we heard the footsteps running right towards our door, and bang, bang, this person was trying to break down our door. The house and all the doors were old Victorian wood, so it was easy to bust open. I grabbed Carly's hand and we both had nowhere to go but underneath the bed. I went under my bed, but Carly didn't want to, so she ran into the closet and hid inside of it. The person bashed through the door and I saw their bare feet again. This time I could tell it was a man because of his hairy, veiny legs. I covered my mouth, held my breath, and watched him walk towards me. He stood right beside my bed with these gnarled, curled, grotesque toenails, and he smelled like whatever you would imagine death to smell like. I closed my eyes, almost passing out from fear. Then he walked over to the closet where Carly was hiding. He walked right next to it, gripped onto the closet knob, and started to swing open the door. I had to distract him to get him away from Carly, so I crawled out from under the bed and ran out of the bedroom door, making sure he saw me so he would chase me and not catch Carly. I ran as fast as my little legs would take me, and he started chasing me. I finally got a good look at this man, and he was older, had a long, scraggly beard, and was missing several teeth. His eyes suggested pure insanity. He held onto a knife that had dried blood on it, and my terror grew. It was clear that he had murderous intentions. I ran down the stairs, and before I reached the end, I turned my ankle, tripped, and slid onto my stomach and onto the living room floor. I grimaced from the pain of my ankle, flipped my body over, and saw this gross man lunging on top of me. He looked down and flashed a super creepy smile, raised his hammer without saying a word. Then I heard 3 loud pops. I closed my eyes and felt the weight of this man fall down on top of me. Then I felt his weight get dragged off. I opened my eyes and saw the police officer from earlier, holding his gun. I cried and hugged Carly tightly. The cop told me that there had been 17 missing girls in our town that all reported someone underneath their stairs. He was an electrician who understood the foundations of houses. He would burrow his way underneath and into their stairwells. My parents immediately moved us out of town.